Brainiac's taken over the computer, Joker in the elevator, evil forces joining for a final assault. Who can restore order? Superman! Can Superman save the Hall of Justice? You decide.
If you've been following my series of Superman unboxing videos lately, you know that it's all been leading up to this. Next year will be the 40th anniversary of that toy. And this year, it's the 10th of Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought, why don't I do a series of Superman action figure unboxings, and at the end, see just how well they measure up to the greatest of all time. I'll be making my way through these Kal-Els in chronological order. And now, with all of them unboxed and on display, let's see who's got the touch. Oops. Wrong 80s toy line. I've already done an in-depth review of each and every Superman in this video, including the 1984 Superpowers Superman. So if you want to see those, I'll leave links in the description. So in this video, we are going to strictly compare each and every one to the greatest of all time. The accessories for the 1984 Superpowers Superman are a great mini comic and the amazing cape, as to not cause any damage to this mint off card action figure. I'm going to use this one, the one I keep out on display, literally just to play with. First off, 1995's Power Flight Superman. Starting off with the packaging, as much as the 1995 packaging screams super, it's not better than the 1984 packaging. Next to it is too simplistic. Then on the back, yeah, it's nice, colorful, and it pops, but no, it's not better. His accessories. It's a card, it's no comic, and then he comes with chain, which is, I guess you could do a lot with this. As a kid, you can play with it. It's okay. Now the action figure. He looks pretty darn cool. Let's take a closer look. Kind of 4 points of articulation. His arms, his legs. He's missing knee joints, which is something that the Kenner Superpowers Superman has. The cape is nice and soft, but the paint job on the cape is very messy. It's got 2 tabs there. He doesn't look as cool without his cape on, but it's nice that at least he can take his cape off. There is no articulation really at the head. I'm thinking as a kid playing with him, all he could really do is fly. You want to play that he's punching the bad guys? Yeah, you can do that, but you kind of have to be careful because his cape keeps falling off or wanting to fall off. If you lost this Superman's cape, he doesn't look bad without that cape. Even punching around. This guy, he looks very awkward without that cape. Looking at his face, as much of a Stallone fan that I am, this guy just looks like Superman. The colors are great, especially because of those missing knee joints. The playability, and then his arms keep going up. Maybe I can display him with the rest of my superpowers, but honestly, I think I'll just put him in a baggie and put him away. Coming in second, 2001's Quick Change Superman. Looking at the packaging, it's a nice package, but again, next to the superpowers, there seems to be a lot of empty space, a lot of just maybe missed opportunities with this packaging. And on the back, well, it's mostly Batman. It doesn't really make me want to collect the rest of these weird Batman. And now the accessories for the Quick Change Superman, which is basically Clark Kent. You're kind of getting 2 figures in one. which is really cool. But there are things that make it not as cool. Playability is kind of hard because you're sticking all the Clark Kent pieces on top. Let's take all this off. As a kid, you'd probably lose some of these pieces, especially one of the legs or the backpack. This looks really nice. It's super cartoonish though. He's got a lot of posability except for on the head. He's got waist, legs, and arms, which is great. I don't like the way that cape looks. It's not removable. The colors are fantastic. His stance is very weird. Who stands like that? As a kid, just having Superman stand looked amazing. This, not too much. I do like that he has an open hand. That's something that he's missing. It's that cape, and that you can't take it off. You accidentally do something to it, and that's it. Playability wise, this would be great, but again, those legs, man. As a kid, I think I could play a lot with this guy. Maybe Darkseid like punches his head in. Yeah, I like this one. These pieces I'm gonna lose, so I'm gonna have to put this guy in a baggie.
And now, 2006, Kryptonite Smash, Superman returns.
Starting with the packaging, this looks pretty good. It looks really nice, and what makes it so much better is the bubble shaped into the symbol of Superman. That looks pretty darn badass. And on the back, well, there's a lot missing. It doesn't even describe how to use his action. It just shows you pictures. And now the figure's accessory. This is pretty nice. Problem is, as soon as Superman smashes his accessories, you gotta hurry up and gather the pieces together before you accidentally lose it or someone steps on it. You have the potential of only ending up with this. And now on to the figure. The likeness is Superman. I think that looks really nice, but the colors. He's in the foreground, yet he pops more than the figure in mention, who's right at the front. These muted colors really bring not just this figure down, but even the movie. He's got some great action. Boom. There's a lot of force behind that. He's got a lot of articulation, including those knee joints. But it's the color. Great. He's got fabric cape, which I really appreciate. You could use your classic figures to play with this guy, but will these guys even recognize who this guy is? He looks more like the drunk Superman from Superman 3, which is not a bad thing per se, but it's not the hero Superman that you want. When you see these guys up in the air, is it a bird? Is it a plane? I don't know who this is, but this is Superman.
Last but not least, 2013's Man of Steel Superman.
This is next level packaging. Not only is the bubble in the shape of the Superman symbol, but you have the cape draping around the whole packaging. The only thing missing, which is something that all the other packagings had, was an illustration, a picture of Superman himself on it. On the back, man, you're missing way too much. The font, the text is too large. You could have put so much more into this. But since this figure line was very small, this is the accessory. This sucks. But the figure, standing there, he pops. Yes, there's some muted colors here, but I think they're muted just enough. This is the Superman that we saw in Man of Steel, and it's a great depiction with a lot of detail, not just on the face, but on the suit. The suit looks fantastic. This isn't our classic Superman. This is a new reimagining Superman without the classic underwear over his pants. But he looks badass. This, honestly, I think is a great current update to a classic character. But the figure, how fun is it to play with? He's got a lot of articulation. He's got those knee joints that some of these guys were missing. You could really pose him around, but he's missing some of that classic action that I loved as a kid. The one thing I do wish it had was a cloth cape. I like this figure. I actually like the way they look next to each other. As a kid, I don't know how much this cape would really get in the way, and you can't take the cape off. This cape here didn't get in the way at all. It actually even helped because it flowed in the air. As a kid, that was fun. The cape does draw it back, but he does look just like the guy you would see on the big screen. You can't use him with your classic figures, but guess what? You could use him with your current figures. I don't care if I lose his accessory. I don't think I'm gonna put him in a baggie. Maybe I could put a string around him and hang him up in my hallway.
My goal after unboxing all 4 Superman was never to find a better Superman than the Superman of my childhood, but rather one that could stand next to and join it in the sun. So after careful consideration, my choice is...
Drum roll, please.
the 2013 Man of Steel. What was your choice? Which one was your favorite? Besides, of course, the 1984 Superpower Superman. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.